In the United States, the verdict is clear. It is still Donald Trump's Republican Party. The people of the state of Iowa woke up to temperatures as low as minus 20 degrees, but it did not stop them from stepping out and declaring their support for Donald Trump. It was the first race of the election year. Republicans are choosing their presidential candidate, and Iowa shows that the choice is clear. It is Donald Trump, although not without surprises. Like Vivek Ramaswamy is dropping out, the Indian origin billionaire. He was making a lot of waves at the start of the campaign, but it did not translate into votes. So he's dropped out of the race. But if Trump wins, can Vivek Ramaswamy be the vice president? Our next report tells you.
In 2021, Donald Trump had seen everything. He was out of the White House. He was accused of instigating the Capitol riots. He had a dozen cases against him. Indictments were looming. Many in the Republican Party were ready to write him off, to move on from the Trump era of politics. But 2 years, 22 months and 25 days later, Donald Trump is back. The former president won the Iowa caucus, the first race of the election year. Republicans here voted to choose their presidential candidate, and to no one's surprise, it was Trump.
He comes from a business background. He's not a swamp creature like our previous presidents, like the Bushes or Clinton or Obama.
I support Donald Trump because in the very beginning, I've always kind of believed that this country does not need to be run by another politician. I think that the best candidate would be someone who knows how to run a business.
White evangelicals, young voters, women, they all voted for Trump. He had over 50% of the total votes, the biggest margin for any Iowa caucus challenger. This isn't Lincoln's or Reagan's party anymore, it's Donald Trump's.
I really think this is time now for everybody, our country, to come together. We want to come together, whether it's Republican or Democrat or liberal or conservative. It would be so nice if we could come together and straighten out the world and straighten out the problems and straighten out all of the death and destruction that we're witnessing.
So Trump won Iowa, but who lost? Technically, everyone else. His closest rival was Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. At third place was former US Ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley. Iowa didn't just catapult Trump's campaign, but it also proved that he has no clear rival. Which brings us to Vivek Ramaswamy. He's an entrepreneur of Indian origin, a billionaire. He started the race strong, attracting Trump's MAGA crowd. But none of that translated into votes. He has now dropped out of the presidential race. And what's the first thing he did after that? Endorse Trump.
As I've said since the beginning, there are two America First candidates in this race. And earlier tonight, I called Donald Trump to tell him that I congratulated him on his victory. And now going forward, he will have my full endorsement for the presidency. And I think we're going to do the right thing for this country.
Does that mean he's eyeing the vice president seat? Will Trump make him his running mate? According to Trump's campaign, it's a big no. Trump's top advisor has ruled it out. Also, the former president seems to have already chosen his number two, but refuses to reveal the name publicly. And as we talk about winners and losers, how can we not mention Joe Biden? After all, it's him that Trump is likely to face in November. And many believe that Biden is the night's big winner. The US president has made this election about democracy. And that campaign becomes easier with Trump on the other side. Will Biden win that battle though? We'll get to know in November.